You guys ready? Time. All relationships are built on trust. The more important the relationship, the more trust is needed, and the more vulnerable you become. For the next 15 minutes, I'd like to invite you to put your trust in me, and we'll drink some delicious coffees. You guys up for trusting me? Excellent. Between you are reference cards for all 3 courses today. Please use them just to help guide you as we go along. Now, where I work at Taylor's, we've been buying coffee for 140 years. Trust's so important. Some of the producers and co-ops we work with represent decades of mutual trust. Through our sourcing approach, we believe that investments, long-term contracts, and constant open communication are key to sustaining these relationships. The benefit of the trust in them is massive to us as a business and to those producers we work with. The 2 coffees I'm serving you today come from one of these relationships. They're produced by Mauricio Chatar at Finca La Negrita in Tolima, Colombia. For the past 7 years, we've built a relationship with Mauricio grounded in trust. When it came to choosing a coffee for WBC, for me, it had to be one of his, because of this trust, because of the relationship, and because of the quality of his incredible coffees. But we didn't have time to taste samples, so I had to trust Mauricio more than I ever have done before. I asked him to send me his best tasting coffee for Espresso without me ever tasting it. Now, this would be an absolutely insane risk if I didn't trust him. But thanks to those 7 years of incredible coffees, I do. Every single year, he sends us coffee that exceeds every expectation we have. So today, I'm excited to share with you for your Espresso course the most recent, and trust me, best crop of geisha from La Negrita. This variety, along with a terroir of volcanic soil and an altitude of 1,700 meters above sea level, means today you'll experience a high-quality, complex flavor profile and have an extraordinary taste experience. Now, for me, there's one area in particular where there's nobody better to trust than Mauricio: processing. For this geisha, the coffee was pulped, then fermented anaerobically for 48 hours, before slow drying in a climate-controlled dark room for 4 weeks. After processing, the coffee was milled and shipped immediately to me in Harrogate, but it only arrived 12 days ago, so I had to roast it straight away. Thankfully, I've been roasting Mauricio's coffees for 4 years, so I'm very comfortable with how to get the best out of them. The roast is 7 minutes with a 19% development to 85 agtron. This roast keeps the great acidity in the coffee whilst making it soluble enough for high extraction. What that means for you today is you'll taste a balanced espresso with great flavor clarity. This is genuinely the most complex and expressive geisha I've ever tasted. Please write down your flavor notes. It's floral with notes of rose, then raspberry coulis, and pink grapefruit, which lingers long into the aftertaste. Now, I've come to trust that Mauricio's coffees are always round and juicy. But today, I'm doing one thing to further enhance that flavor profile. I'm using a brew ratio of 1 to 2.5. This will result in your tactile experience today. Please write it down. A medium weight, a texture that is juicy and silky, and a long, lingering finish. When I serve you the espressos, please give them 5 good stirs to mix the layers. Then place your spoons in the small white pots just on your tray. These espressos would not be possible today without incredible levels of trust between us at Taylor's and Mauricio at La Negrita. I believe that trust makes this coffee a little sweeter. I'm going to make sure you have plenty of time to assess, so please take your time, don't rush, and enjoy. That one's for you, and you. Enjoy. Please take your time with the notes, and I'll be right with you in 35 seconds. Everybody ready? For the milk beverage, I wanted to further expand on the trust with Mauricio by showcasing another coffee from his farm. I've chosen to use his Cedra. Now this variety, when I cupped it, had notes of pineapple and stone fruit. And the processing is similar to the geisha, except it starts with an extra 48-hour fermentation in cherry. So this variety and processing create amazing, bold tropical flavors that make the coffee perfect for use as a milk beverage. But those flavors transform when combined with milk to create new flavors. Please write them down. Dark rum, caramel, and ripe banana. Judges, I can't drink dairy, but I know that it makes the best tasting milk drinks, so I'm leaning heavily on another relationship for the rest of this course. For the past 4 years, I've put all of my trust in my coach, Nicola, to make sure I'm serving you the best possible tasting milk drinks. So with Nicola as the sole taster, we tested over 50 different milks. She tasted hundreds of drinks in order to find the right milk and the right balance of that milk for you today with the Cedra. So Nicola gave me her flavor notes and her scores. I interpreted the data, and together this mix was the perfect innovation for us to find the right milk. We settled on a full-fat, freeze-distilled Jersey dairy milk. Freeze-distilled by 50% to reduce the water content and increase the creaminess. So you'll get a rich, creamy texture. Now, since you're trusting me, I'll be stirring your milk beverages as we go along. This is a technique I've developed so you get the best possible harmony of coffee and milk, and you can go right ahead and taste. We've chosen a ratio of 1:2 brew ratio to give a great intensity of flavor specifically for this drink. That one's yours. And we're using a ratio of 1 part coffee to 2 parts milk, as this is where Nicola found the best balance. That one's yours. You keep getting it last. Now, it's no overstatement for me to say these are the most important milk beverages of my life, but I haven't tasted them. The only way I know how these drinks taste is through trust and trust alone. Enjoy. already. Over the last 2 courses, we looked at trust in 2 different relationships. First, an espresso with Mauricio and his incredible coffees. Then in a milk beverage with Nicola as my coach. If you remember, at the beginning of the routine, I asked if you'd put your trust in me. During this course is where it really counts, because I know the trust between sensory judges and a competitor hangs perilously in the balance when it comes to the signature drink. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've tasted some not-so-great ones in the past, but not today, I promise. You can trust me. So we're starting off with 80 grams of the Cidra, brewed the same way as your milk beverage. It's in the hyperchiller to cool it down and capture the aromatics. Now, the refined tropical qualities of this coffee that made it perfect for the milk drink are the same qualities that make it perfect for this. Trust me, I tried so many other coffees, but none worked quite like it. To it, I'm adding 200 grams of apricot cascara syrup. The recipe for this is on your reference cards, but I'll do a quick demo of how I made it. I took 30 grams of apricot jam and added 10 grams of cascara from the Cidra and 200 grams of boiling water. Now I left this all to steep for 30 minutes before passing through a metal filter. The flavors of apricot interact with the sweetness in the Cidra to create the new flavor of mango ice cream. I chose apricots because they remind me of trust. Delicate, fragile, easily broken. Apricots, just like trust, are something you really need to take care of. The yellow stone fruit notes that are there in the Cidra, they interact with the unique flavors of cascara, creating another flavor, orange juice. This lingers long into the aftertaste. Cascara reminds us that every coffee relationship starts with the producer's care. That's also where the trust needs to begin. Now, the final ingredient is 100 grams of organic coconut water, which is pink because it's cold pressed. You can see it just here. I sourced a specific coconut water that was low in salinity but high in creaminess. I've freeze distilled it by 50% to intensify the creaminess. When this interacts with the pineapple I found in the Cidra, you get the final flavor of toffee apple. Coconut represents refreshment, which is a key quality in any enduring relationship. You don't just build trust once, you have to constantly refresh it. And that's something I've been aware of in every single one of these relationships here today. I've used a hyperchiller to bring the drink down to 5 degrees, where it's the most refreshing. And I'm charging it with 8 grams of nitrogen to create an amazing texture. The texture starts off velvety, becoming juicy in the second sip. It will have a medium weight, and I'm serving in whiskey glasses to intensify the tropical aroma. When I serve you the drink, please hold off on tasting, but when it is time to taste, please take 2 sips, swirling heavily before each sip, so you get the best tactile experience. Let's have a quick recap of the notes. Mango ice cream, orange juice lingering long into the aftertaste, toffee apple, and medium weight, and that texture that evolves from velvety to juicy. All right, judges, over on the board are pictures of people that I trust and people who trust me. I think throughout this routine, we've built up enough trust for me to add you to the board. Are you guys up for a photo for the board of trust? Some of you look hesitant, but I'm just going to take it as a yes. So please, hold off on tasting until instructed, but what I'd like you to do is grab your drink and pick it up. Because for our photo, we're going to raise a glass to trust. So raise them up high and give me your most trusting smiles. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Looks good. I genuinely believe the trust in all these pictures and in this drink, because today it's not just a drink. It's a full-on celebration of all this trust. A reminder that nothing truly great stands alone. Like the business I'm proud to be a part of, it's a whole greater than the sum of its parts, built on trust, collaboration, and mutual respect. It's not just me trusting everyone here, you have too, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for trusting them, and thank you for trusting me. Please enjoy. Time.
And that was our penultimate semi-finalist of the day. Please give them a massive round of applause. Thank you. We will be back after this short ad break with an interview. Don't go anywhere.